This is not another AI will change the world video. This is not a video about the future. It's a briefing on the present. This is your survival guide to the Great Decoupling. But what does that term actually mean? Let's look at the engine of this disruption. For nearly a century, we lived by a predictable rule. For a company to grow, it had to hire. Your skills were the essential bridge between a business and its profit. But if you look closely at the data today, you can see that this bridge is being demolished. When a handful of people can command an army of AI agents to run a global empire, the wealth stops flowing into 1,000 salaries. Instead, it pools at the top with the AI-Gentry, those who own the tools. We've entered the era of the one-person billion-dollar company, where growth no longer triggers a hiring spree, but an algorithm update. You've likely sensed this divide widening in your own industry. The question isn't whether the decoupling is happening. The question is which side of the line you're standing on. Are you the architect of the system, or the one being optimized out of it? Choose your side. Let's get to work. Because you're here to build, and not just browse, we are not going to wander. We will come straight to the point. These are the topics we will be delving into in this video. We start here. I'm going to show you why the old wait and see advice isn't just slow, it's a career death sentence. In a world of self-improving code, the early disruptor advantage is everything. If you are not moving faster than the software, you're already standing still. Next is to explore 3 layers of work. Here we'll perform a high-level audit of your current career. We're going to identify exactly which layer of the economy you're stuck in right now, and more importantly, the precise path you need to take to move up to the ownership tier. Next, we will go straight into the great 4-step Human Playbook for the AI era. This is your tactical manual. These are the 4 tactical shifts you can implement in the next 24 hours to change your relationship with AI from user to architect. They won't make you an expert overnight, but they will immediately move you out of the user bracket and start your evolution into an architect. If you're ready to stop being a spectator of the Great Decoupling and start being the architect of what comes next, let's look at why waiting is no longer an option. Do not be the wait and see crowd. The reason wait and see fails is due to the compound intelligence gap. What is compound intelligence gap? As humans, we learn in a straight line. If you practice a skill for an hour today, you get 1 unit better. Tomorrow, another hour gives you another unit. Your progress looks like a steady diagonal staircase. AI growth is compound. It is exponential. AI doesn't just add, it multiplies. Because AI can use its own intelligence to write better code for itself, every improvement makes the next improvement happen even faster. The compound intelligence gap. The formula is essentially describing compound interest, but for brain power instead of money. C is where the AI starts today. R is the rate at which it gets smarter. T is time. The danger is the elbow of the curve. By the time the AI reaches a level where it is obviously disrupting your industry, it isn't just better than you, it is improving at a speed that is mathematically impossible for a human to catch up to. Early movers don't just get a head start, they capture the entire territory. Look at the patterns. Let us first talk about the cloud transition. In the early 2000s, companies like Netflix moved their entire infrastructure to the cloud while Blockbuster waited to see if streaming was a fad. Netflix gained the agility to scale globally in months, while Blockbuster's physical weight anchored them to the bottom of the ocean. Another example is the e-commerce alpha. Amazon didn't wait for internet trust to settle. By moving early, they built a data moat so deep that by the time traditional retailers decided to get serious about online shopping, Amazon already owned the logistics, the customers, and the servers. Do you know about Renaissance technologies in finance? They were among the first to use quantitative models and early machine learning. While Wall Street veterans were still using their gut and making phone calls, the early movers built algorithms that compounded wealth at rates human traders couldn't physically comprehend. And right now, the Klarna shift. Klarna is the modern warning. By integrating AI agents early, they did the work of 700 full-time employees in their first month. They didn't wait for a 5-year study, they moved, and now they operate with a profit margin much higher compared to their competitors. While their competitors are still having meetings about AI implementation, Klarna has already reached the ownership tier. Early movers are the architects, the wait-and-see crowd is the raw material. In a world of self-improving code, speed compounds, but hesitation kills. Decide now, are you analyzing the dust, or are you the one kicking it up? To make that choice, you need to know exactly where you're standing on the battlefield. I call this the map. To survive the decoupling, you have to audit your daily output against these 3 layers of work. Know where you stand. There are 3 layers of work. First, there's the execution layer. I call this the danger zone. If you do things, write emails, enter data, draft reports, you are a cook following a recipe. And here's the cold truth. AI follows recipes better, faster, and cheaper than you. Next is the decision layer. Think of this as the buffer. This is where you're choosing which recipe to cook. This is strategy and management. It's safer now, but AI is catching up. Then there's the ownership layer. This is the AI-Gentry. You own the outcome. You own the brand. You own the AI agents. Your risk isn't your job title. It's how much of your day is spent in layer 1. If you don't automate your own tasks, someone else will. The market rewards output, not hours. So, how do you move from the danger zone to the ownership layer? You don't do it by working harder. You do it by automating your way out of your current job description. To bridge the gap, I want to share the 4-step human playbook for the AI era. I wanted to create something truly useful for you. These 4 shifts will give you the clarity to take command and make the most of this new era. Step 1 of the human playbook, the psychological pivot. The first step isn't technical, it's psychological. You have to stop feeling threatened by it. You have to stop considering it as your rival. You have to start seeing AI as the most powerful personal assistant in human history. As soon as you stop chatting with AI and start using it as your executive assistant, you are already ahead of 99% of the population. Step 2 of the human playbook, command and control, from chatting to operating. Most people chat with AI, get a surface-level answer, and stop. To reach the ownership tier, you must stop treating AI as a person and start treating it as a system you manage. Stop asking vague questions. Instead, give the engine clear context, roles, and constraints. For example, here is a vague prompt. Give me a recipe for chicken and broccoli. The AI gives you a generic stir-fry recipe. It might require ginger, soy sauce, and sesame oil, none of which you have. It might take 45 minutes to prep. And now, the clear prompt, or the architect command, role. Act as a creative zero-waste chef who specializes in 15-minute meals. Context. I have 2 chicken breasts, a head of broccoli, half an onion, and a jar of peanut butter. I'm exhausted after a long day, and I only have 1 pan to cook with. Constraints. Give me a recipe using only these ingredients plus basic pantry staples like oil and salt. Make it high protein and under 600 calories. Use a 1-pan method so I don't have much cleanup. Are you still using AI as just a chat box? A place to ask questions and get answers. But that is only the surface. You might think the deeper power is reserved for coders or tech experts, but the truth is, the traditional programmer is becoming a relic of the past. If you can write a clear instruction in plain English, you can make AI do the work for you. And that is why I want to expose you to the world of AI agents. Think of it like this. A chatbot is a response engine. It tells you how to do it. An agent is an action engine. It just goes and does it for you. You can have a digital assistant that wakes up at 8 a.m., scans the latest research in your field, and has a summary waiting for you before your first coffee. Now, you're probably wondering, this sounds amazing, but how do I actually do it right now? The good news is you don't have to build these from scratch. There is a new category of agent platforms that do the heavy lifting for you. If you want to start today, here are the leaders you need to know. To help you further explore the full range of AI capabilities today, I've put together my top 5 recommended tools to get you started. And the best part is, they all have powerful free-to-use versions you can access right now. Feel overwhelmed by all this? Remember back in 1995, when email felt just as scary and high-tech. Emails eventually became a basic tool. Moreover, if you ever get stuck in your learning journey, AI is here to be your guide, helping you solve the task instead of leaving you to figure it out alone. Now that you know the tools, it's time for the most important part of the human playbook. Step 3 of the human playbook. Merge your skills with AI. This is where you stop asking, will AI take this? And start asking, how does AI make me 10 times better at this? Shift your focus from execution to strategy. Use AI to automate the technical grunt work of your role so you can operate as a high-level strategist. Think of it this way. A specialist is limited by their manual output, but a strategist is amplified because you're the one who takes all those AI-driven results and connects them to the bigger picture. For example, if you're an accountant, don't just do the math. Let AI crunch the numbers while you provide the financial strategy that a machine cannot replicate. You are the architect of the tools that run your life. And this is how you move into the ownership layer. Step 4 of the Human Playbook. Double down on the unautomatable. While AI gets smarter, human-only skills are skyrocketing in value. You need to target these areas. High-stakes empathy. AI can simulate kindness, but it cannot care. Learn to manage conflict and build deep trust. Accountability. A machine cannot take the blame. The person who says, "I am responsible for this outcome," will always be the boss of the machine. Curiosity. The ability to ask the right question is now more valuable than knowing the answer. But how do you actually improve these skills right now? Here's the plot twist. Use the AI to build your human muscle. Use AI to role-play difficult conversations. Tell it to be your most difficult critic. Practice your empathy, your active listening, and your accountability in a safe space. We need to stop looking at AI as a rival. It is a mirror. It is stripping away the robotic parts of our jobs to remind us to be more human. The winners will be the most creative and the smartest. The most human people will win. Think about tomorrow, but don't waste time. Your advantage isn't knowing things anymore. It's knowing how to manifest results using the tools. The world is splitting. On one side, the AI-Gentry. On the other, the automated class. You have the tools. You have the timing. Choose your side and move fast. I've put the Human Playbook Starter Kit in the description. Subscribe to stay ahead. I'll see you in the Gentry.